Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Uh, I hope you all are alright. It's the first video of the new year. Yesterday I had an interesting discussion with a friend, and I think I should make a video about it. So stay tuned. So first and foremost, I hope you are all doing alright. As I said before, I hope you are still healthy. And yeah, the topic of today's video will be: should terminators have two wounds by default? So, the role of terminators in the Legiones Astartes army is to be the heavy shock assault troops, bodyguard troops, and cohorts of the Primarchs. So, for example, you would have a Terminator unit dedicated to the safety of maybe a Praetor or a captain or the centurion, the primarch, or someone they think or find valuable enough to be protected by the elite of the legion. Then you would have the Terminators that are just the heavy shock assault troop, the hammer to the anvil for the Legiones Astartes when there's someone or something that needs to be destroyed with extreme precision and strength, which Terminator weapons generally bring with them. And then there's some specialty Terminators that are that their loadout suggests that they are more for shooting enemies, like the Tyrant Siege Terminators and the Grave Warden or Death Warden, Grave Warden Terminators of the Death Guard. So that's generally the role of the Terminators in the Legiones Astartes. They are elite troops, elite shock assault troops, in some cases even elite heavy fire support troops, and they are supposed to be the most resilient and um, mighty Astartes in the Legion, which is reflected in their Terminator armor and their high armor save. So, with that all being said, certain Terminators even have two wounds. So, should all Terminators have two wounds? I mean, if you look at it that way, there is Terminators like the Justerin, like the Death Shroud, like the Fire Drakes, the. I think that's all. Maybe there's someone else, but I don't know. But let's say it's those three that have the two wounds. You could make an argument and say, why are the Justerin, the Death Shroud, or the Fire Drakes better or more elite or more resilient than my Terminators, who are just Legion Terminators? I mean, they can be the command squad of a Primarch. They just don't have the fancy name and don't appear in the books, or are led by Abaddon, or are Mortarion's bodyguard. But my word bearers Terminators can be the bodyguard of Lorga all nice and well. So why can't they have two wounds? Well, with the Justerin it's like this. The Justerin are from the supposedly best of the best Legiones Astartes. The Sons of Horus are the most proficient Astartes out there. At least that's what they are described as in the books all the time. That they are incredibly deadly and incredibly efficient even for Astartes. So one would assume that the Justarian Terminator could easily be a consul Centurion, for example, in a Terminator squad leading or protecting Horus or Abaddon, or can they be? I don't know if they can be bodyguards of someone else, but yeah. So then that's my explanation why Justarian have 2 wounds. Then you have the Death Shrouds, and the Death Shrouds are exceptionally reliant Death Guard members who maybe were captains before, who maybe were centurions before, and they are the and they are the brightest and the best of the Death Guard, and they support and they protect Mortarion, and that's why they have 2 wounds. And then you have the Fire Drakes, who are basically the same for Vulcan. So Vulcan's bodyguard, personal bodyguards, the Fire Drakes. I think the storm shields they have were all handcrafted by Vulcan, or was it the hammers? I don't know, but something like that, right? So you have these 3 Terminator units. If there are more, please correct me in the comments, that have 2 wounds already. But in my opinion, that's why, because they are exceptionally elite Terminators. So now when you give every Terminator 2 wounds, that means a solo auxiliary blast rifle that gets lucky and uh, hits you and wounds you, and you actually fail your armor save, then the Terminator is gone. The 45 or the 35-point Terminator is gone after a 5 or 6-point auxiliary shot at him with her last gun. I can understand the point of Terminators having two wounds, excuse me, because that would be pretty. How would you say it? That would be pretty sad if your Terminator would be killed by a lucky bolter stray shot or a last gunshot, autogun, whatever. That shouldn't be able to easily kill him. That's true, but in my opinion, that is also why you should get transports like Land Raiders, maybe Spartans, or whatever. But I can also see the point, because having a 2-up armor save and a 5-up or 4-up invul is maybe especially resilient, but in a game of the Horus Heresy, where we all know that AP2 and AP3 templates fly across the board at almost any time, then we all know, okay, maybe you're right. They should have 2 wounds. So a stray bolter shot doesn't down a 40-point model, or a couple of laser gun last carbines. I think last carbines don't take off a couple of wounds of the Terminator squad, and now they are not as combat efficient anymore. But my stance on the whole thing is that the Terminators are close support troops, as I said before. They are all close. What did I say? Shock assault, heavy shock assault troops. They are heavy shock assault troops. So when Terminators get into melee, they most of the time hit each other or hit targets that are very deadly, or other Terminators that are extremely deadly. And they use weapons that double up their toughness anyway, and so they die most of the time anyway. So I can see the argument why Terminators should have 2 wounds. I really can. It makes sense to me even to have them have 2 wounds. But let's say you raise the wounds of every Terminator to 2. Should there be an argument that the wounds allocated in the heresy should be redone overall? So that a basic Centurion now has 3 wounds because he leads a small section of a line company, and the Praetor should have 4 wounds, and the Terminator Praetor should have 5 wounds, so that every Terminator could have 2 wounds. And then you would have to ask, should the Gesseran Fire Drakes and Death Shroud then go up to 3 wounds? So, in my opinion, the wound allocation in the heresy is very low. So you generally don't have many models that have multiple wounds if they are not characters or monsters or whatever, or demons. Sorry, demons are the worst offenders here. So I don't know. Maybe they shouldn't. Maybe they should increase the wounds. I would really love to hear your opinion on this. Everyone, thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. Have a good one. Stay healthy. Don't forget to join our Discord server. I always forget it in the latest videos. I forgot to say it. Our Discord server is still alive. There isn't maybe that much talking going on at all times, but if you want to join our Discord server, there is a link for it in the description. Thank you all for listening. Stay healthy. Keep the heresy train rolling.